Hey, what's up, guys? Joe Madden here for Picks and Parlays, coming at you with our Sunday night football primetime game. The Denver Broncos taking on the Washington Commanders. Now, both of these teams coming in off a bye. The Denver Broncos rolling so solid this season. The Washington Commanders trending in that opposite direction. Now, we're looking at the spread open at 6.5 here for the Denver Broncos. Now there are a couple of fives. I'm surprised by that. And then some 5.5s. Now laying the 5 on Hard Rock, you're going to have to lay some juice at minus 115, but laying 5.5 over on FanDuel, DraftKings, as well as Bet365, right around that minus 110 mark. As for this total, interesting look at the total here. We know Denver's defense has been so solid, and we also know the Washington Commanders have struggled to put up those points, only averaging 21.5 points per game. And then Jaden Daniels no longer in this lineup, so that average of 21.5 did account for some of the games that he played. Marcus Mariota is back out under center. So 43.5 at open here for the total of this game. There is a 43 that just popped there at Hard Rock. So depending which side of that total that you like. Now, I'm going to be very cautious with the total and the spread in this one. I do have some player props that I'm looking at, and I do have a team total here that I'm going to isolate. So looking at this matchup, Denver coming in off the bye. The game before the bye, they played the Kansas City Chiefs. Remember, they got that beautiful win over a divisional opponent, 22-19. My fear laying the 5.5 with the Denver Broncos isn't because I don't think that they can come out and win this, because it is between two divisional games. So, and the bye. So they're coming off the KC game, went into the bye, and then they have the Raiders on deck next week. Having the Las Vegas Raiders on deck, yes, it isn't a huge threat out there with how the Raiders are playing this season, but it's still an AFC West divisional opponent, and that does give me a little bit of worry, especially laying 5.5 for the full game. I fear kind of the backdoor cover, especially with the Washington Commanders coming out of their bye as well. Marcus Mariota and company looking to put up the points on the board, looking to get something done against this defense, but will they be able to? This is such a solid defense here for the Denver Broncos, but it's a defense that's better at home than it is out there on the road, and same with this offense of Denver. So I'm cautious for sure with the spread and the total of this game. What I do like is Washington's team total. Washington's team total coming in at 19.5, and I think it is too high, you guys. It's minus 118 to the under. This is a team that held the Kansas City Chiefs to 19 points. You're telling me they can't hold the Washington Commanders to under the 19.5? I'm going to sign up for that all day long. Now, I know when we look at the Denver Broncos, still without Patrick Surtain out there on the field, but Bonito coming out, he should have a strong game in this one. They're going to put that pressure on Marcus Mariota, and I do think that the defense should be able to make some big plays. Now, in the first half, that's where I feel most comfortable betting the Denver Broncos. I'm looking for them to get up in the first half. That spread is 3.5. I'll lay the 3.5 with the Denver Broncos in the first half, coming in at plus 105, expecting them to have some really nice drives down the field. I'm also going to look at a couple of things here for the running back, RJ Harvey. We know RJ Harvey is coming off a very solid game in his last game out. RJ Harvey's anytime touchdown coming in at plus 105. His rushing prop coming in at 50.5. I will gladly take both RJ Harvey for the touchdown at plus 105 as well as the over 50.5 rushing yards in this game. Now, when you look at Bo Nix, we know he's been using his legs a lot more. His rushing prop coming in at 16.5 for anyone who is looking to bet it. As for the defensive touchdown, and this is where I'm loving going in this game, I do think the defense of the Denver Broncos can create that turnover. The defensive touchdown coming in at plus 600. Now, when we look at that, of course, we got to look at Marcus Mariota to throw that interception. His anytime INT coming in at minus 140. If I think Denver is going to get the pick six, I do think the interception is coming. The problem is at minus 140, I really don't want to take it. Now, before we get into the recap of everything I'm liking out there, you guys, I want to remind you, go on over to picksandparlays.net and check out the gold sheet. I'll run the video at the end of this, letting you guys know all the details of what you're going to get in that gold sheet. But when you're over, downloading that for free, because remember, it's normally $19. You're going to get it for free right now on Picks and Parlays. All you have to do is go over there, put it in your cart, and check out, and it's going to cost you nothing. But while you're over there, you can check out the Picks and Parlays handicappers, and we have a great sale on right now. Cyber Week site-wide sale, 33% off everything using promo code THANKS33. So load your cart with anything you want from all of the handicappers over on picksandparlays.net. There's no exclusions, you guys. There's no limits. You can include yearly packages as well. Now, this runs all the way to midnight on Monday. So make sure you head on over and get it before it's too late. Again, the promo code in this one is THANKS33. And you apply that at checkout. So head on over and grab that. But again, also when you're grabbing that, check out the gold sheet. If you're wanting more information, I'm going to play it at the end of the video here. So don't go anywhere. But recap on this game. I think Denver and their defense is going to be too much for the Washington Commanders. I am nervous about the full game total of 43.5 because I don't know how many points Denver is going to get against Washington Commanders. I can't trust the Washington Commanders defense. And I do think we're going to see Denver be able to get those points on the board. Now, I trust them best in the first half, laying the 3.5. We're getting plus money for that. That takes out the backdoor cover. Both of these teams coming in off a bye, but both of these teams trending in the opposite direction. But also, my concern for the Denver Broncos is they, before the bye, took down the Kansas City Chiefs. And then next week, they have another AFC West divisional opponent on deck in the Las Vegas Raiders. And I know the Raiders don't instill a lot of fear, but that does give me a little bit of hesitation laying all of these points here, especially with Denver out there on the road, who hasn't been as productive as they normally are at home. So Denver first half laying the 3.5. I do love the Washington Commanders team total under 19.5. Remember, you guys, this is a Denver defense. It's coming off a bye that also held the Kansas City Chiefs to only 19 points. Now we're getting 19.5 for the Washington Commanders, led by Marcus Mariota. And yes, Marcus Mariota should be able to move the ball in certain situations. We know Pat Surtain's still out of the lineup here for Denver, but I do think Denver will stop those big, long drives from converting into touchdowns. I expect this one to stay under the full game total, but like I said, just isolating the Washington Commanders team total at 19.5 to the under at -118 just makes way more sense for me, especially when I do think we see in this one Bo Nix and this offense really driving out there for the Denver Broncos, and that could push us over. So RJ Harvey over 50.5 for his rushing yards. I'll also look at RJ Harvey for the anytime touchdown at +105. If you want to go for a receiving touchdown, Cortland Sutton, we know how solid he is. He's +170. Troy Franklin, after last week's production versus the Kansas City Chiefs before the bye, his anytime tutty, you've lost value at +145, but you can still see him be able to get there. I do think Crosby Merritt here of the Washington Commanders, that's someone you would want to circle for that touchdown as well. He's coming in at +310. You know they got to get some sort of points somehow. But you guys, it should be a great game. Hit that like button over here on YouTube and let me know what you're liking out there on this game. Are you willing to take the Washington Commanders? We know this team has had their struggles. You look at the Washington Commanders have lost their last 6 games and failed to cover the spread in their last 6 games as well. That last loss before the bye was in Miami, losing that one 16-13. The game before, they took a huge loss to the Detroit Lions, 44-22. Game before that, 38-14, you guys, and even nastier at KC back on October 27th, losing that game 28-7, and the game before to the Dallas Cowboys on October 19th, 44-22. Their last win came versus my LA Chargers. It's hard to say. 27-10 back on October 5th. You guys, I can't trust the Washington Commanders to come out here and get anything done. They do have their next 3 games on deck. The Minnesota Vikings, the New York Giants, and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles will be at home. The other 2 are out there on the road. Let me know where you think Washington will get a win over their next 3, or if you think it's in this game here versus the Denver Broncos. You guys, all the best in all of your bets. Stay tuned. I'm going to play the Gold Sheet promo. You don't want to miss out. Go on over to picksandparlays.net. Grab the Gold Sheet for free today. Looking to check out the Gold Sheet? Well, I've got a deal for you. You can get it for free. Normally $19. This week, you can download the NFL Week 13 NCAA football week 14 edition of the football gold sheet. Since 1957, the gold sheet has been the gold standard in football handicapping, America's longest running and most trusted betting newsletter. For 7 decades, bettors and bookmakers have turned to the gold sheet for its unmatched depth, accuracy, and insight. The football gold sheet delivers full coverage for every NFL and FBS college football matchup, including, are you ready for this, you guys? It includes so much expert analysis and score forecasts for all games across the board. Gold sheet power rankings, which project point spreads, stat comparisons, home away splits, team averages, and head-to-head histories. First quarter, first half game log updates through Monday for every team. Trends and situational angles in the tech angle section. That was formerly the Gold Sheet Extra. Previous week's box score breakdowns to spotlight statistical anomalies and hidden value. A running week by week team log with against the spread results, team totals, total trends, and home road dog performances. And then the stat service page, formerly confidential kickoff, a clean data-rich matchup sheet featuring turnover notes, yardage metrics, and so much more. So head on over to picksandparlays.net, you guys. Normally $19. You can download it for free currently. $0, and I stress $0. Head on over to picksandparlays.net and download the gold sheet today for free. Okay, guys, enjoy all these Sunday fun day games that we have on deck. I appreciate you guys so much for being here with us on Picks and Parlays on YouTube. Do us a solid, hit that like button, also hit the subscribe and notification button so you do know when these videos drop. It really helps us out over here to just get these videos out to more viewers. You guys are absolutely the best. You know the deal. Until next time, stay hot and let's make some freaking money.